Hello, MYP. It's your friendly neighborhood IB coordinator here, Miss Kilby, and I'm excited to connect with you, even if it's online. Just to be able to talk to you is a privilege for me, and I hope that you're having a really good year at Channing Hall so far. I wanted to talk a little bit about the IB Middle Years program. Some of you have been here for a long time at Channing Hall, and some of you are new to our school. So one thing that we want to focus on is inquiry. We want to focus on rigor, and we want to focus on the IB Learner Profile attributes. The IB Learner Profile attribute that we have for this presentation is to be thinkers. Sir Isaac Newton was a thinker. So one day an apple fell on his head, and he was trying to figure out why that apple fell on his head. It was really bothering him. And so he thought and he thought and he thought, and he discovered gravity. And so you can do the same thing. You might make a new discovery that nobody even knew about before. That was way back in the 1600s, but new things are happening all the time. So apply and exercise initiative in your thinking skills, critically think, and work creatively to solve problems and to make reasoned ethical decisions. That's what we want you to do as an IB student, and to just be a thinker for yourself and not always try to get the answers from the teacher. Really try to come up with some answers on your own and even help teachers. We all can teach each other something in this life. The next thing I want to cover is our IB grading system. And you probably went over this in class with your teachers, but if not, I wanted to cover it very quickly, especially so you can help your parents understand the system. I will make a video for them as well. But the first thing that you can teach them is that we have a 0 through 8 scale, but it doesn't work as a fraction where 4 out of 8 is a failing grade like it is at other schools. But 4 out of 8, as you can see from the chart, is equal to 75 to 84% in your class, or it means that you're approaching an expectation. So let's use the example of chocolate chip cookies. If we were asking for a really good chocolate chip cookie, but you gave us a small cookie that was still good, but it maybe wasn't as big as we wanted, as robust, then you would get a 4 out of 8. If you really gave us a better cookie, you start approaching 5, 6, and 7, 8 is if you give us a cookies and milk and you exceed our expectations. So that's a little bit about how the grading system works. And now we go over to ManageBac to show you where you can check your grades and also see some information that you'll need about your units and about the calendar and all kinds of really cool things that ManageBac can do. So first of all, here's the dashboard for your ManageBac. And you can see that it has, I'm on practice students account. So these are just some examples from another pretend student. And as you look at the calendar in ManageBac, you can see all of these different events that are going on in class. If they're events, they're going to be in green. It looks like for your math homework or your individuals and societies homework that Ms. Struxma has put in red, showing that it's really important that you do those things and you have that quiz and you have an assessment. And so watch for those things that are in red because they're very important. So you can look at your calendar and see what's going on. And you saw that if I need more information, I just hover over that little I and it'll tell you everything that you need to know. It's also in list form. And I like to tell students to use this as a list of all the things that they have to do. And you can see that it's in order. So start at the top of the list and then go down and do the bottom of the list. You also have what's going on in every class and your activities. Some of this you'll find in Google Classroom, and you can also find information on ManageBac. So that's a little bit about your dashboard. If you ever get lost in ManageBac, just click on this home base and it'll take you right back to your dashboard. Now this little black menu on the left-hand side is important to check different things throughout ManageBac. We have IB Manager, and this is where you can send messages to your teachers and post a new message. And it'll show all of these different categories. So you can write your own categories. So I'm just going to say test message. And you would put your message here. You can choose a category from the right-hand side. And then if you want to notify people by email, then you can check this box. If you want it to be a private message just to your teacher, make sure to check this box, or you're posting a message to the whole class. So that's how you check messages. And then back here on IB Manager, we also have files. So you can look and see that I have put in the bell schedule here, as your file and an online learning guide, and different things that you might need might be there in the files section. Another thing that I like to teach is that you can check the members tab if you forgot a student's name or you can't match a face with a name. Oftentimes the pictures will be in here. If you don't have a picture in here and you want to send me one, please do, and I will add it to ManageBac. It needs to be your smiling face, and it will soon get updated with the new pictures from Picture Day. But this is a nice way to just go in under the Members tab and see who the other people are in your classes. This will show you your whole grade, and there's also a section in the class that I'll show you. So let's move on to that. Click on this and it looks kind of like a classroom, and it'll show all of your different classes. So I'm going to go in here in my US history class, and it'll show you a calendar just for this class, upcoming events and deadlines just for this class. So it's the dashboard for this class only. And you can see tasks and units. So I click on this, and then I need to go over here to show all of our tasks. This will help you check your grades. As you can see, we have criteria in for the grades. We have a criteria A, a criteria C, and a criteria D, and they mean knowing and understanding, communicating, and thinking critically. So A, C, and D here do not represent letter grades. So D is not the poor grade. It's about thinking critically and the criteria. So each one of these criteria, as you can see, has a number assigned to it. So practice student got a 4 on C, the criteria C. So, and then over here on criteria D, same assignment, they did a really good job in thinking critically, and so they got a 6 out of 8 on that. So that's how you check your grades, and you'll be able to see all of your different tasks here. If you want to see them in a list form, you can see here the 4 out of 8 and the 6 out of 8. Those are IB criteria grades. Now, some of your teachers might also be local points, so that is more like what you're used to on the percentage scale. So 7 out of 10 there would be like 70% or more of a C letter grade. So look for criteria grading and look for local points grading. They might both be in there. Another thing on your class tab that I want to show you is you can send messages to just your class. And here's Ms. Struxman's messages to just the class. Under here in the class tab, under files, we don't have anything because she has uploaded that into Google Classroom. And then under students, like I was showing you, you can see who is in that class. All right, under reports, it'll show your report card. So if you're new to the school, you won't be able to see your report card. But if you have been here in the past in MYP, it'll have the report card for each term in there. So you can go in and double check. And for those of you that are in 8th grade, when you get close to high school, it will be time to submit your grades for different teams that you might want to be on and different things that you might want to do. So you can come in here and pull up your own report card, and that's kind of nice. There's a reflections section where you can set your term goals and put some information in there just for yourself, and your teachers will see it, but none of the other students will see it. And that's a general overview of ManageBac. One last thing I wanted to talk to you about is the importance of doing service. I will post a file onto ManageBac that will show some different service projects that you can do at home. It's a different kind of year with COVID, and we can't do a lot of service projects out in the community, but there are some things that you can do at home. And so I want to encourage you to spend an hour or so a week doing service and reaching out to others. Service might even be a phone call to a grandparent because they get lonely and they want to hear from you. There are ideas on making rugs for the homeless or making hats for cancer patients. All kinds of things that you can do at home. So look for those, stay service minded, keep your character, and be thinkers. And I'll talk to you next time.